About all I have to say is the reason I'm doing this. Well, actually, the real reason is that I really don't know. I'll tell you one thing, Dave. Anybody else is listening? You're going to get messed up, boy, on that stuff. You might hear it sooner or later, Mom, but I'm sorry, Mom, Dad, and Bill. I'm sorry that your little boy has turned into a LSD addict. It's bad news. It really is. I didn't think it was when I was first taking it. But it's been getting pretty stoned lately, and you just don't know what's real and what isn't real. You really don't. All I can say is I had to find out myself. Kind of a poor excuse, you know, but I really shouldn't have taken any dope at all, any acid, or I shouldn't have really started off with any grass either. Some things arise in everyday living that you just don't know if it's real or really what's happening. You're lost. I'll tell you one thing, after you take so much of that stuff, you just really don't know where you're at sometimes. You don't know where you're at. You don't know if your reasoning is correct. Because I'm no doctor. I really don't know if I'm nuts or what. I mean, I don't think I am, but what I've heard is that a person who thinks he's insane or even screwed up or something would never admit it to himself. I don't know myself. I wished I did. I could go get some medical help, mental help, excuse me. But I don't really think that would change things. Not really. Just don't know if you do the right things or the wrong things. It's hard to distinguish between right and wrong. It's hard to distinguish between real and unreal. And if you're actually going nuts or if it's just a drug or what. I've pondered many nights on this thought. I really don't know. I really don't know what to say, actually. Don't have much to say other than I don't know, I just don't feel like moving on. I had enough problems of my own without even taking LSD to keep my mind bent. Well, actually, what acid does is it intensifies everything to a great extent. That's probably what it did to me. I really don't know. I really don't. You think I'm kidding you, but I really don't. Sometimes I'm not sure even what I'm saying. But, what did I say? Yeah. Acid might have intensified my feelings about myself. I was screwed up enough without taking acid. Probably just buried me more deeper in my hole than I was before I started tripping out. I wish I could have came out all the way. I did poke my head out once in a while, but I don't know, maybe my mind's not ready take what my body has to offer. I don't think I've lived with my physical condition for a while, but I really can't cope with it. I've lived with it, but I can't cope with it. I don't know if this is right or wrong, or if people ever do cope with it. I don't know. There's so many things that I don't know. I'm not sure of. A lot of things that I can't face. It's kind of a cowardly idea, isn't it? Yeah, well, that's what I've heard before. It's a cowardly idea. But my feelings are that what I want to do at the time, I do. This is what I feel like at the time. If you're listening to this day when you get home, I don't know if I'm going to leave it here or not. But don't try to do anything about it, because by the time you hear this, it'll already be wrote off. So just take it in stride and pull through with what I've had to say. I really don't want to elaborate very much on different subjects, because I don't know if I'm going to be revealing that I'm nuts or what. I really wouldn't want anybody to think any more than they have to about me. All I know is I'm going to be in one hell of a fix when I have to face the big man up in heaven. I'm not saying that with disrespect to the big man. I'm just saying how I felt like saying it. Yeah. It says in the Bible that he who kills himself will not be resurrected. Well, this is a great punishment that I am bestowing upon myself, not only physically, but from what I've read, I'm going to be suffering eternally for this. But actually, I thought maybe I could possibly sit it out through this short lifespan, and maybe just have enough courage to stay alive until something bestows upon me that I will die and that I will go up in heaven, well, in one of the kingdoms anyway, and wait for the big day, and the big day comes, and maybe I could have made a little bit better of myself than if I would have just copped out and pulled the trigger. But life sometimes seems so long to wait. I really don't have, all I'm actually doing is existing now. And I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself. Maybe you talk to a psychological doctor, maybe I am, I don't know. I have thought it over many times, and there really isn't nothing to live for. I don't think there is. And I really don't think anybody can convince me that there is. Not me anyway, no. We're talking about individuality, feelings. Wow, I get my own words twisted up here. I can't hardly talk sometimes. I could actually sit here and jabber on about all my troubles, but I'm not going to because I just don't feel like it. So I won't talk anymore about my problems. All that to say is, I'm not going to give no sentimental speech here. So I think I'll just close with a blank statement. Maybe kind of an idiotic statement. But a lot of things are crazy. So I'll close with a statement that this is Dexter Gardner speaking. I am signing off. Thank you.
Craig Gardner's parents are remarkable people. They had the tape you have just heard played at his funeral. His mother, Mrs. William J. Blaine of Kearns, Utah, talked about her loss, her reasons for playing the recording of her son's voice at his funeral.
I thought if it was played in the funeral, there would be some of his friends and young people there at the funeral this is what I was thinking of, the people that knew him that would hear it. At first, this is why I had it played at the funeral, was just to help some of these young people right around here.
Did you have any idea that your son was addicted to LSD?
No, I sure didn't.
I know that he referred to on his tape about starting off with marijuana and then progressing into LSD. Did he act funny? You didn't notice anything peculiar about his actions and the times that he saw you?
The only thing that now that I know, that I can look back on and say I should have spotted, was there was times when he was quite ornery. He didn't want anybody to talk to him, and he didn't want to be bothered this way.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as any other signs, even knowing it now, I still can't say that I should have saw this or I should have saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should have, but I didn't. I don't know enough about the drug even now, I guess, to really say what I should have saw. But I think that my problem was, one of the problems was that I just didn't think I had a kid to do that.
Right.
I just felt like my kids have been good kids, and they've never caused me a lot of trouble, and I just really, I had my head in the sand, and I think this is the way a lot of us parents, this is a problem.
Right.
We don't think our kids will do things like this.
The feeling, it's like death. You feel it's going to happen to somebody else, but never to you.
That's right.
What was your reaction when you first heard the tape? And the reaction, say, of the other children, the entire family, when they heard it?
It was a shock, I guess, to all of us. But we also felt that with him leaving this tape, that maybe there was a purpose to it, that maybe it wasn't just a complete waste, that maybe this tape could help others. I know all my own children, they haven't said too much about it. They've taken it, my daughter has taken it to school and had it played in seminary. And they've had a lot of friends that have heard it and told them how much this is going to help them and this sort of thing. So I imagine it has had a great influence on them, feeling that this will help other kids.
Mrs. William Blaine lost a son to drugs. Her loss cannot be appreciated by anyone who has not suffered a similar tragedy. It can be averted if those who listen to her voice and that of her son hear what they are saying. Bill Ryan, NBC News, New York.